Okay, there's a lot of stupid stuff. One of the most stupid things is the government. Have you Oh my god, have you seen what they do? Like it's just ridiculous, right? So you have this thing and they control everything, right? You got you got the government now. The government's in your phone. It's in your TV. It's in your kids' brains, just like cooking around in there. It's everywhere and it's out to get you. And you know it, but you just kind of you turn the blind eye and you're like, "Whatever, it's fine. It's the government." You don't know the things that they do. Oh god. I had a cousin once and he came back. He went on a trip and he came back. And this guy's really bright. I love this guy to death. He comes back. He comes back and he's just telling me this story about how he was driving and he's driving and he's out in the middle of Utah and he's driving and he gets to a place really near Area 51 and he's out there and he's just looking at the horizon and he said all of a sudden this thing just came boom crashing out of the sky. And he says he goes over to investigate and he goes to get closer. He goes to get a closer look. And he told me this. He told me this whole story. He said that these 3 black SUVs come out of nowhere and they get him. And then they let him go. But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the whole story. The government it's coming. It's coming. I heard a thing recently. The government is now making the weather. Did you hear about? Oh my god. This is ridiculous. The government, there are these big fields out in Wyoming. These big fields and they have these like giant machines. You can look this up. They have these giant machines and they just shoot clouds out. Just these big, like, it's like a cylinder and it just shoots clouds out up into the sky. And that's why there's been no rain in California, because they're just pulling all the clouds. They're not putting the clouds over there. They're pulling all the clouds to the East Coast. That's why there's been all these big storms, all of it. And the thing is, they're all in on each other. They're all the governments. They kind of like they whisper it to each other, right? So you got all this stuff going down where like, you know, one president talks to another president, but you don't know what really happens in that room. Have you heard what really happens in that room? They know stuff that would just blow your mind. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, aliens. Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. There are aliens, and they're not being held where you think they're being held. Because if they were being held where you thought they were being held, then you would have found them, right? So they're being held where you don't think they're being held, right? God, I've seen them. I've talked to a guy that's seen them. Really nice guy, and he said late one night. He goes into his backyard. He's taking his dog out. Dog's, running back and forth. And then out of nowhere, these 2 eyes just come out of the darkness. And he said there were these 2 eyes up here, and there was like a big snout down here. And he just said he just took off. But he said later there were problems with the gas lines in his backyard. Coincidence? No. Not a freaking coincidence. Aliens. They got the aliens. They're everywhere. And you need to watch out. You need to protect yourself. That's my message to you today. Protect yourself.